I started, Nationals was July 1st, right? I'm going to tell you guys a story about Sunday when I competed at Nationals. Was in Madison, Wisconsin, and Friday was the qualifier, semifinals, and then Sunday was the finals. And I had this really interesting experience. I was waiting, I was last, and I was waiting to go on stage to do my 6 postures in 3 minutes. And my name was called and everybody was clapping, and it was just great. We had so much fun. It was so supportive. I have a story about this guy I'll tell you maybe afterwards. He was just, just been so supportive and my biggest fan. But I go to walk on the stage and I feel like I have an out-of-body experience. Do you know those movies where you see the time warp? I was like shocked. I have my red outfit on and I walk out of this, and I felt like all the noise of the anxiety and all that just kind of, and I'm looking at the X and I remember this. This is so fascinating. I went like this to step on the X and I felt like, oh my God, I'm standing in front of myself. It was just so like, and of course then I turned and but I held on to that because it made me think, what was I hiding behind, right? So I remember coming back and doing the yoga, sort of questioning that, like, but those of you that know me really well, I feel like I've changed a lot in the last few years. In the last 6 months in particular, there's even another layer. So it doesn't end. I've been doing this now 20 years. So the challenges, I feel, staying with that theme, I feel like they've been physical and then they've been mental. And yes, they've been about, posture, but then they started to move into gratitude and move into faith. And then they, started to move into like, I'm feeling kind of this momentum. And the faith one in particular, I started to understand that there's a power greater than myself and to live in a higher perspective all the time. So when you live there, then you allow yourself also then to take a look at things that maybe, have been hiding, right? And they start to illuminate. But because of that perspective though too, I don't feel fear or as much anxiety, which I didn't think I had, but we all do, right? Kind of thing. And I wanted to say that it was time for me, like I felt like there was another level of, it's like I closed one book and I felt like I was in a new book of developing who I am as a human being. And I hold in my heart all of you. I really know that you are special people. A long time ago when this yoga started, here in the Western world, there was this buzz because people weren't understanding why they felt so good. They were like, why am I coming back to something that was so hard, but I can't stop thinking about it throughout the day? That was a common conversation. And we've kind of lost sight a little bit with that, but that's so true. It's because there's something very special in each and every one of us. Not just me, all of us. And look at the stories tonight. And we just get to uncover those more and more. I read this stat, I might be wrong on it, but your chances of becoming a human being are like 1 in 433 trillion. So just that alone means that you're special, right? It's kind of interesting. And so I think with the way life is, we can lose that sense of specialness in some of the adversity that we're in. I think technology is great, social media is great, but you wind up being involved in everything. Google's a wonderful thing, but it can be a dangerous thing too. So even in the last 20 years, I feel like our waterline of handling stress was manageable. And then, we all started to feel it come up, and I would think, okay, well, it's up at our throat now, we're having a tough time communicating. And now I feel like it's, especially as of late, it's right up at our eye level, we can't even see anymore. But the yoga, you guys, it's why you gotta come, you gotta get people in here. That's why momentum is on my mind, is because this, if we're that special, then we need to do something with our life and be happy in it. Bothers me, right? We come in here and we're resilient so that we can handle and accept the circumstances of our life, right? We persevere because we're going to go through hard times. So figure out how to persevere. In the room too, we learn how to lean back, maybe take a break because things are overwhelming. Do that in your life. Right, and then a big one, a huge big one, is we figure out how to get along even though we disagree. When yoga started, I was telling Jessica this, it was a common thing to say, yeah, yoga studios are where like-minded individuals come, and then that kind of went away, and I was thinking about it, like we don't say that anymore, because guess what, we're not really like-minded. Actually, we don't care. It doesn't matter. We can be different. We should be different. Because your gift is different than your gift is different than your gift is different than your gift. So the yoga brings the waterline down so that you can live the life that you're intended to have and manage all this other stuff. Don't let it get too high. So you're right, when you have those bad days, you come in. When you have the good days, you come in. But this is going to keep you on your purpose. Rajashri said today, you probably caught this few, and she said that your most difficult will help you find the opportunity.
Yes.
I thought that was so good. Your yoga practice is so hard, and let it be, and struggle, and sit if you need to, and take care of yourself, and all that. But in that, you find the opportunity, because we are resilient. We are beautiful, we are smart, we are open heart, we are open mind, we are, of sound mind, of good judgment, and, all that is there. So, I know we use the yoga for physical, but it's way more than that, and I don't have to tell you guys that. So thank you for letting me ramble and talk and stuff too, and I just enjoy your stories, and you guys, each and every one of you are just, you're super special to me, you're super special to the teachers, they love you, and they do it out of passion and a mission, right? And not financially, we want financial stuff so we can grow. Gotta bring more yoga studios like this in other communities. I know it's special, but it can happen. We do things like say, hi, how are you? Have a good day. How you doing? Right? We do the little things that, because people need to belong somewhere. So you belong in my heart, you belong here. So woo-hoo!